Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a 28-year-old from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. His hockey journey has taken him to Canada, the USA, Wales, and he's a bit of a legend in Italy. He bounced all over junior hockey, and in his last season of junior became a champion with the Terrebonne Cobras, winning the Napa Cup in the QJHL. Then his next season, his squad Asiago were the Alps Hockey League champions. He didn't play much though. Then in 1920 became an Italian champion. Then mucked around in Mulhouse and League Magnus in France, dabbled in the coast, and mucked it up with my Devils. And we are now finally meeting in Merano, Italy. And he comes from one of the hockiest families I've ever seen in the gosh darn world. Whoa, welcome to the farmhouse, Chad Pietroniro.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, you did. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. And we finally did this. We've messaged a few times trying to line it up. I think last time you were going to the beach on me.
I wasn't blowing you off. I was just really busy this summer. So, yeah.
Off seasons are fun, aren't they?
Yeah, they're great. They're great. It was a good time, especially this summer. I was in San Diego where my girlfriend's from, so it was super nice.
That sounds like a nice place. Never been there.
Yeah, it was a good summer. It was a good summer. That's for sure.
So we're in Merano, Italy right now?
Yeah, Merano, Italy, or Moran if you're speaking German.
Okay, that's why it says a double name there, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
What type of town are we talking here? Is it like one of the mountain towns?
So it's in the valley of the mountains. So mountains 360 around you is pretty nice. So yeah, there's only one little ski hill. Really nice views. I should have sent you some pictures, and you can put that in the Instagram post. I'll send them to you later, maybe.
Sounds good. Yeah, I always was curious about the Italian league. I never did go there. I talked to a couple teams, but always was curious because the food's got to be good around there, eh?
It was great. I think the first 2 weeks I was here, all I ate was pizza every night, and sometimes pasta, but mostly pizza.
Pasta and pizza, like they do it right. It's weird when you come back to North America after you've been eating the real deal.
Yeah, but I do miss Chipotle. That's probably the only thing I miss right now.
Chipotle's great. You're right. Jeepers, why are all hockey players the same? So I get into how we know each other. Well, I figured out your name because you were a Cardiff Devil, and then we finally are here meeting. But when I posted you were coming on, a flurry of nice messages about you came in hot. Within 5 minutes, I had 5 messages. One said, absolute gamer. We miss a player like that. One person just talked about how nice of a guy you were and how much they miss you. And then I'm supposed to let you know that Ellie really misses you as well. And she came to chat with me in the shed once too.
Nice.
Shout out to her. She became the Welsh dancing champion, you know?
That's awesome. Congratulations, Ellie.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, awesome. But you were in Cardiff for 1.5 years, eh?
Yeah. It was a great time. Had a lot of fun. Good memories. It was good.
People said you mucked it up a bit. You did chuck some knuckles. I remember seeing a couple of them, eh? You like to get in there.
Yeah, I like to get my hands dirty once in a while. I'm not doing it much this year, but maybe that's a good thing. Probably good for the head.
There's probably, well, every league's different, right? The UK league fights more than Italy.
Oh yeah, I think we've had one fight this year, and it was actually Skate Scaldi. His dad used to coach in Cardiff, so.
And he's your coach, right?
Yeah, he is. Jared is also our coach, and his son is playing with us. Yeah.
So was he your coach in Cardiff at that time?
No, he was not. He was there right before I got there.
Oh, okay. So. I thought he knew you, and that's why he brought you.
No.
Small world then, eh? So did you ever muck it up on Chippy Lane?
I think everyone has who's been in Cardiff.
Well, you have to, right? So what would be your play if you're going to Chippy Lane again? What would you get?
Oh, I'd probably get a donair, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, right up my alley.
You have to.
What a place that is, though, eh?
Oh yeah, it's pretty unique. It's pretty unique. See some special things.
Yeah. So I did mention you are from the hockiest family, one of the hockiest families I've ever seen. You have 4 brothers, and you are all playing professional hockey.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It is really
Mom's
cool.
really proud.
She should be. How did they get 5 kids to all their hockey, man? I only have 2 kids in hockey, and it's a lot.
Well, that's a crazy story too, because we lived in Arizona for 8 years, and my dad was coaching in Prescott Valley, and the only travel hockey team was actually in Scottsdale, and it was an hour and 45-minute drive. So we'd finish school at 2:30. My mom would drive all 4 of us down an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes for practice, and then we'd drive home after and then go to school the next day.
Wow, that's
a lot of miles.
That's a lot of miles.
Oh yeah, she made a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah. And so your old man was a coach, and I mean, coaches, I always say it's a tough gig. You got to like moving around because nobody stays in one spot forever. And you guys must have moved around a bit, eh?
Yeah, we were pretty fortunate for the start. Like, I remember we were in Arizona for 8 years, and then we moved to Quebec, and then we bounced around a little bit in Quebec. And then he's not coaching anymore. He's a sports director at Universal Academy, so he's no longer behind the bench, but still just as busy.
Yeah, and still in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So your brother's, or small world for you then. When I looked up your old man, he played in Merano, and he played with him, and then he became his coach, was my coach in Heilbronn, Germany, Rico Rossi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's come on the pod before, and it looks like your old man was his captain his first year coaching.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've heard, I think I've met Rico once, and I've heard many stories about him. So
yeah, it's just a small world. That was back in
hockey world's small. Hockey world's so small.
It really is. And another guy that was on that team was Vesio Sacratini, who was a Cardiff Devil legend.
Yeah, I know that.
But so let's get into your brothers then. So Chris is in Cortina, so you're mucking it up against him?
Yeah, so we actually after national team break, we play them on the 14th of November, first game. So it'll be a lot of fun.
That will be fun to try and crush your brother, eh?
It'll be a lot of fun. Put pucks in deep, just go to run them.
I always found when I played my friends, I seemed to try and hit them even harder than the other guys.
I probably won't try to hit them. My mom won't be too happy after the game. Be a bad FaceTime call after.
I remember in under 17 tryouts, I concussed my best buddy. I didn't mean to. He just had his head down.
Oh, it just happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Kind of had the same situation last year. So.
So your next brother, Massimo, is your teammate and is leading the team in scoring.
Yeah, he's also my line mate. Just won't pass me the puck though. So.
So you are line mates with your brother in pro hockey.
Yeah, pretty special. Pretty special.
That really is, man.
Yeah.
I hope the photographers are snapping some great photos of you guys together.
Yeah, hopefully they are. Haven't seen too many yet, but hopefully they are.
That's really cool. So then your next brother, Matteo, is playing in the ECHL for the Marlies around my neck of the woods.
Yeah. He's been there for the last 3 years, I think.
Wow.
So. Last 3? Yeah, something like that.
And now Phil is in Czechia with Kladno, so he must be a player too, eh?
Yeah.
My word. So are you guys all similar style players?
I think we all had the same feistiness, but everyone's game's a little bit different. But
all forwards?
No. So me and Massimo are the only forwards, and then the other ones play defense.
Okay. Did your old man coach you guys growing up, or was it always up to mom to get you to the hockey?
Youth hockey, my dad never coached me, I believe. But then when I majored juniors, my dad coached me 1 year. A full year. Yeah.
I actually did.
Cool.
That was actually next on my notes because it looked like he was your coach with Bay Como Drakkar. And did your old man trade you?
Yeah, I did. I don't think he was part of the trade, but yeah, one day I walked in and he was like, "Yeah, you're traded." And I was like, "Oh, nice, sounds good." I don't think he was. Yeah, I don't think he was part of the trade, but I showed up to the rink I don't think he had an idea either because I showed up and he was like, "Hey, come in the office." And I was like, "Oh, what's up?" It's like, "You got traded." I was like, "Oh, sounds good. I guess I'm not living at home anymore."
What was the reasoning? Was it going on a playoff push with the other team, or what was the deal? They just traded you.
The other team was on a playoff push, and then the team I was on, we were not doing that well. So
Right.
I guess it was for a playoff push.
And I guess you'd want to have a chance at doing something, right? And people that are on winning teams get noticed.
It was also a complete surprise for me. Like I had no idea it was even talked about getting traded, and then all of a sudden went to the rink and bam, there it was. I think it was on the deadline too. I think it was on the trade deadline. It was just like, oh, had no idea.
So your junior career was, I would say, unique. You were on a lot of different teams within 5 years.
Yeah, it was pretty special.
So why all the movement? Was it like your agent telling you to do stuff, or?
No, it was more just like, I think when I went to the Q, I was in Valdor, and then they just came off a really good season, and they had all their guys returning. And the year before, I played 7 games getting called up, and I just knew that the year after, I wasn't going to have an opportunity to really play because there were so many vets, and it was more just. And then I got drafted that summer to go to the USHL, and it just made more sense. I was going to have more of an opportunity there to play. So I just did that, and then ended up getting traded in the Q later on to my dad's team, and then I went.
And then it makes sense to go there when you get traded to your old man's team. That would have been special.
Yeah,
playing for your old man in junior.
Yeah, I would have hoped for a little bit more ice time, but no, but it's okay.
Got to raise them tough, eh?
Yeah.
So then your last year junior, you leave the Q and go back to the QJHL, but you guys win it, eh? Winning's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the main reason why I went there, and it was also just to have more ice time and really just more develop as a player and play with the puck instead of going to run around and hit guys, kind of like I did in Cardiff, but actually be a player, which is what I'm doing now, which is a little bit more fun sometimes. I'm not saying I do miss going around running and hit guys, but it's also fun to play the game and be accounted upon for different reasons.
I agree with your assessment of it, because I found if I was running around chasing hits, then when I wasn't as relaxed when I got the puck, I didn't have as much energy when I had the puck, and if I'd wait for the hits to come to me, then I'd be fine and in the zone. But running around chasing guys is just exhausting.
It's a lot harder than people think.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did see you were mucking her right up in Cardiff, and those fans love that shit, don't they?
Oh, they do. They're probably the best fans I've ever played in front of. So it was a great time being there.
Yeah, they love the mucker uppers in Cardiff.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's for sure.
I saw that Riley Brandt guy just scored a big goal against the Steelers, and he likes to muck it up too, eh?
Oh, he does love to muck it up. He's a tough customer too. I don't know if I'd want to fight him. So they're in good hands with him. That's for sure.
Okay, I was getting sidetracked. So with that team, you guys won it, and that's your last year at junior. So was it a long playoff run at best of sevens, or did you make it pretty?
Yeah, it was. I think it was best of sevens, but I think we skipped the first round of playoffs because we had a bye because we finished first in the league as well, and then it was best of 7 after that.
So you guys were a squad, eh?
Oh, we were a squad. We were. It was kind of ridiculous. Remember, I think when we clinched first place in the league, I think we beat the second place team 6-1 or something like that. But they going into that year, we knew we had a team to win it all, and it was just the GM put all the pieces together and brought a bunch of guys that were supposed to play their overage year in the Q, and they all came to us instead. So
yeah, and just ran amok.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, that's for sure.
So obviously you then knew you could get your Italian pass, and you already had it maybe, and then you get to Asiago.
I already had it. Yeah, I already had my passport. Yeah.
And those are nice to have in the European hockey world, is to have a passport from somewhere.
Yeah, extremely fortunate.
So what are the rules in the Italian league for imports?
So there's 3 leagues. The ice league's a little bit different, and then our league that we play in, you have 4 imports, but then after you play, if you have your Italian passport and you play 16 months on your passport, you are no longer an import. You're an Italian player.
Right. So yeah, you've been Italian for a long time.
Yeah. So my first year in Asiago, I was a victim of not having my passport, not being an Italian player, and having little malfunction there.
Yeah, it was raining and I'm outdoors, so I had a snow shovel over top of the computer and it's too windy, so it just knocked it on the computer. But it's not raining anymore, so I put it down.
There we go.
Got to be versatile. You know, I thought we were going to be doing this from my truck for the first time. I'm working, you know, it's a weekday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making you get off of work.
No, this is what I want to do on lunch hours. Talk hockey with beauties. It's fun, you know?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
But so then you go to Asiago and Tom Barrasso's your coach, because I grew up watching him with the Penguins.
Yeah, he was the coach. I think he was the coach the first year, and then the second year he was there for a little bit, and then he left for Sheffield, I believe.
Oh, it was Sheffield he went? I heard he was a tough coach, I believe is the word.
Very, very tough. To be respectful, to say tough. Yeah, he's really tough on players and pretty hard on the guys. That's for sure. Very demanding.
Okay, here's a random question for you. Who's the most influential coach in your career?
Ooh. I'm gonna be biased and probably say Marco Pietroniro, my father.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to go with him.
Well, that was nice of you to say for him, right?
Yeah, he probably won't even know, but yeah.
You know what would be fun? Because I like doing fun things with family, is we should have the five brothers on and your old man all at the same time, all over.
That would be a good time. Yeah, we could try. We try to fit in their busy schedules.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of times to manage to make that happen.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was funny this morning. I remember. I think it was around 12 o'clock, and my brother FaceTime audioed all of us because he was driving to the rink in Toronto for practice, and he was like, "I haven't talked to you guys in a while," so he FaceTime audioed all five of us, and it was hard to get a word in because all five of us were talking. So
I love those calls. I was coaching a senior team in town now. They asked me to help with the power play and penalty kill, and asked me to be on the bench. So I'm actually on 3 rosters this year as a coach. But it was my first game on the bench, and it was great. The coach let me help and was asking me questions and let me make decisions, and I felt right invested. And then we won the game. And right when the buzzer went, and I didn't know why my phone was vibrating, I look at it, and it's 3 of my buddies from Germany I was teammates with them for 3 years. We won a championship together, and they FaceTimed on the guy's birthday from Germany, and they were in one at 1:30 in the morning. And it was like the funnest phone call I've got in so long. And man, it means the world when your teammates call you 15 years later, you know?
Oh yeah, that's special.
Yeah, that's hockey, baby.
Did you leave that? You left the bench to take the phone call?
No, the buzzer went, and the boys were going in the dressing room, and I looked to see who it was calling me, and it was Hammer from me, him, and Geipe started in Landshut, and then we went to the finals and lost in overtime in the last game. And then all 3 of us switched to Bietigheim and then won it together the next year, and then played together another couple years. And they're like the best teammates ever, man. They were just absolute dandies. And when you haven't seen them in so long, a FaceTime can mean the world, you know?
Oh yeah. I agree 100%.
I got a random question, because there's always a guy or 2 on each team you're tightest with. Who would you say we're tightest with on the Devils? Who were you hanging out with the most?
So first year would probably be Ryan, Penny, and Bubs, and probably Penny. Those guys I probably hung out with the most all the time. Yeah, because Penny was my roommate the first year.
Penny, eh?
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah, Cardiff's good at recruiting good guys, you know?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. One thing that's very special about Cardiff is that locker room. Every time, I remember the first year when I showed up at the deadline, I was like, holy crap, this locker room is just special. Just all the guys get along, and that was the nicest thing about probably playing in Cardiff besides the fans. It was just the locker room, the group of guys was so great.
And I always say in hockey, it's great to have a great core, and that's how you build teams. And them having the GOAT and Richie and Bouncy every year and Batchy, and those guys are the best teammates going, and everybody gets in line when those guys are showing you what's up when you get there.
Right? Yeah, exactly. They have a great group of leaders.
I've been out of the game for 10 years now, and those dudes are still there.
That's crazy.
I can't. I heard the GOAT is having a testimonial in June, and fingers crossed I get the invite because I sure want to be there. And Joey, I did spray paint myself as you in the crowd and got topless, so don't forget that.
It's gotta be an automatic invitation for you then.
You've probably never heard of the pregame speeches I used to give, right?
No, I did not. I did not.
Good. They shouldn't be talked about. So then you're in Asiago, you were there. Why the first year did you only play 2 games?
Because I was supposed to play half the season. I was supposed to play 20 games out of 40 with another import. And then I ended up not, let's just say coaching staff wise, chose out. And then I had to do my 16 months, and so was the other player. So supposed to play 20 games, ended up only playing 2. And that was due to me not having my passport and not signing and then not happening what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So you're basically waiting to become an Italian. And then once you became an Italian, you were putting up almost like a point a game every year. So that's pretty valuable for the team to have your passports, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there would be no fighting really in that league because I remember in Germany, like if an import fought, like the team would get mad at you, like mad.
Yeah, they're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" There's also like it's not as physical either. Like, yeah, there's hits, but it's not as chippy as a game in the UK. That's for sure.
It is different. Each league it plays differently. I thought Denmark, they were really fast and skilled, but they did not muck it up in the slightest.
Kind of like France, can't touch anyone. Then you just get slashed.
Yeah. We played exhibition games against the French teams. Yeah, they like the stick work.
They like their stick.
So I guess after Barrasso, then you had a Finnish coach in Asiago. Isn't it interesting when you get different coaches from different backgrounds, how they're all very different?
I remember his first practice with us. We had a morning skate, and at the end of morning skate, he told us to drop our sticks, and we played tag. And the guy who was it had to skate backwards.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
Okay, because I'm an aspiring coach. What's your favorite drill in practice?
Oh, probably Canada Cup.
Really, eh? You like to just zip it around, eh, with the boys?
Zip it around and shoot. No warm-ups for the goalies, though. I'm shooting the score right away.
Absolutely. Yeah, screw that. Just stop the puck. That's your job, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Canada Cup, eh?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Canada Cup.
You can tell if your team's ready to practice if the passes are on. And when the passes aren't on, man, it's embarrassing.
I actually think last night we started Canada Cup and we got yelled at pretty quickly because there was a couple passes that were not on the tape. And it's not a very hard drill to make passes on the tape, but
right. Yeah, just execute. Yeah. I agree.
Exactly.
Okay, so then you left Asiago. That must have been a nice place to live though, eh?
Oh, it was great. It was amazing. Very, very beautiful place as well. Very different than the place I'm in now because it's more Italian than it is Merano than here. Because Merano is a mostly German-speaking city.
Is that
right? Which is weird because we're in Italy, which is very strange.
So how far is it from Germany?
So we went to Munich for Oktoberfest a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, you did.
We did. It was a blast. It was 3 hours and 45 minutes away.
Oh man, there's so many hockey teams that make it there, and my word, you just run amok.
Oh yeah, we played Saturday night. Right after the game, we got in the car, drove all the way to Munich, slept like 4 hours, and then just showed up for Oktoberfest.
I have a couple. Great. I have a couple really funny Oktoberfest stories, but I'll go with the more PG one because the other time I got home safely, but I wasn't on the team bus on the way back. I ended up getting on a train because I got lost and couldn't find the fellas, so I took a train by myself all the way back, like hours. But the first 2 weeks I was in Germany, I was living with the GM at the time, and they took the team to Oktoberfest on a Wednesday. We played on the Friday. And I got there and I just couldn't contain myself. It was just too much fun. And I've never felt more like Wally than in a beer tent in Germany. And, I played hard. And then the fellas decided I probably shouldn't go stay at the GM's that night. So a teammate let me crash at his place. And then, we went out and mucked her up on the Friday.
That's a good teammate, though. He's looking out for you.
Yeah, we had great teammates in Landshut. But Oktoberfest, what a time to bring a team together, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Real special. A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So you left Asiago then to Cortina. That's where your brother is now. Why'd you do that? Just
honestly, I was supposed to go back to Asiago, and then all of a sudden there was no more contract at the very end of summer, and it was try to find a team as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And then it was actually me and my older brother. We had our exit interviews. We're supposed to go back. Was kind of waiting all summer, and we were just like, oh, kind of weird. But the summer before we got our contracts, like in July. So we were like, oh, okay, whatever. And then July came across after that year, and then we were like, oh, we don't have anything. Kind of weird. See what's up. And then we didn't get contracts, and then we kind of scrambled, and we went to Cortina, and we had a really good year.
Yeah, I know a couple buddies that played in Cortina. That's a ski town, right?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's out of this world. Probably the richest ski city in Italy. We got Prada, Gucci, Louis Vuitton downtown. Like it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That is cool. What are the fans like in Italy?
Some teams don't have the greatest attendance. Like I would say here in Merano, we're pretty lucky. We probably get around like 800 to 1,200 people, depending on the night. Weeknights are a little bit different because I think people don't really want to go to games, but on the weekends it's a little bit better.
There
are some teams.
So are they like hockey towns? You know, like there's this town I'm living in is a hockey town.
So I would say that Asiago was a hockey town. And then like the teams that are in the ice league now, like Bolzano's a hockey town, Brunico's a hockey town. And then now there's a couple of teams in the league still that are hockey towns. But I would say even more in the league below us, they're hockey towns, so they just don't play in the highest league.
Yeah. And here's a random question. I mean, you got your 5 of y'all playing pro hockey. Do you guys use agents? Do you have an agent?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and I think so. I do have an agent. My older brother has a different agent, and then my brother Matteo also has a different agent. And then I don't know if my 2 younger brothers have an agent, to be honest. I'll ask my little brother.
That's I would have thought you guys would all have the same agent, and like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we did. Me and my older brother had the same agent for a little bit, and then we just switched. He got someone came to him with a job offer, and then we had to switch agencies, and he switched agencies because he wanted to go play for that team. So
it
was actually to go to Kladno. It was actually to go to Czech and go to Kladno. Is switch agencies. So
if you get an opportunity to go there, you jump on that. Eh?
Yeah, go play with Yager.
Yeah, is he still mucking it then?
Oh, he's still mucking. He's still mucking.
And your brother's playing with Jaromir Yager?
Yeah, my brother's first goal was actually assisted by Yager this year, which is pretty cool.
That's really cool, dude.
Yeah, like
just being on the ice with him would be cool for me, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. While I look at my notes, you got any questions for me? Well, I'm checking out what I wrote down.
No, good for now. It's still not raining for you?
We're fighting it out here. It's windy.
It looks pretty cold out there.
It's getting colder, but no, it's warm today. I'm comfortable. Okay. But it's gonna get cold around here.
Yeah.
What's your barn like in Merano?
I think it sits about 3,000 people. It's fairly new. It's one of the newer rinks in the league, that's for sure. It's nice. It's pretty nice.
What's the best barn in the league?
Ooh. We went to a new team in the league 2 weekends ago. We went to CSAC in Croatia, and they had a nice little rink. It's a little weird, but they had a lot of fans. There was probably 2,500 people in the rink, and it was pretty fun to play. It was a good game.
I didn't realize there was a team in Croatia. And
yeah,
it's not Zagreb?
It has that. I don't know why, but in CSAC.
Huh.
Ooh, yeah.
That sounds like it'd be a nice place to play. I've heard good things of Croatia.
It was a very unique trip. Let's just put it at that. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to go play
that. Well, I guess I never brought this up though. So then you were an Italian champ in 1920 with Asiago, eh? So you guys like playing 2 different leagues, is that right?
So like right now, if you were to look at our standings in the Alps League, we're second to last because we've only played good against Italian teams. So, and then you have the Italian championship. So every time you play an Italian team, your first game at home and your first game away counts for points to the Italian championship. And then top 4 teams play playoffs. You play best of 3 semis and then finals best of 3.
Okay, so there is like a real playoffs. It's not like the UK where the league's the champion.
No, it's not the Challenge Cup. It's not the Challenge Cup either. So it's not just one game.
Isn't it weird in the UK when you're playing for the regular season champion?
Yeah, it's crazy. When I signed, I got there and I was like, oh, so we have playoffs? No, we don't. No playoffs. Just you finish first and then you go for playoff weekend, which is just crazy. Yeah.
It's a whole different way of doing it because in the second league in Germany, there could be some games in January, February that, they're a bit of a grind to get through. But then in the UK, man, those are the biggest games ever.
Biggest games are when you go up to Fife or
every game is just as important. And it's like every game's like a game 7 it's exhausting.
Yeah. It's very different. And there's a lot of games too. It's not like you're playing a 44 game season like elsewhere in other leagues in Europe. Like you're playing still 60-something, 50-something games. Like it's a lot.
Yeah, I remember because I was doing the NBA that first year in Cardiff and having my second kid, and it was busy because we ended up playing 75 games that year, I think.
Yeah, it was something like we did that last year as well. We played so many games. Well, I didn't, but the team did.
That stuff happens. They're interesting. A couple fans said no idea why Pete Russell didn't like your playing style because you really mucked her up and stuff. There were some fans saying some really nice things about you, and they miss you there.
Oh, that means a lot, and I appreciate it.
So then so you're in Cortina for a year, then you switch to the French league in Mulhouse. Yeah.
Why? Playing a better league. Just have
that's a better league then?
Yeah, I would say so 100%. Yeah, better league. Sure. So then it was just having that opportunity to go up in leagues and play somewhere else.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then, so what are the rules in that league? Were you an import or because you're Italian?
I was an import, but I didn't need a visa because I could live on my European passport. So
gotcha.
But I think it was 10 imports or something like that.
10 imports in the French league. Yeah. That's quite a few.
Yeah.
Were you guys any good?
No, we started off pretty decent at the start of the year, and then towards the end of the year, kind of collapsed. And then coach got fired, that stuff.
How'd you enjoy living in France? I went there a couple times while I was in Germany. Went to Strasbourg for a couple afternoons, and went to Paris to do all that tourist stuff.
The Christmas markets, yeah.
I am absolutely a fantastic player at Christmas markets. Probably one of the best hockey players in the world at mucking it up at Christmas markets. I'm good at eating and drinking.
I like it. Yeah, I think our Christmas markets open up like in a week and a half. I think in 2 weeks or something like that. I'm pretty excited.
I think in Germany it was December 1st until the 23rd.
Ours is November something. Ours is like November 16th, I believe. I think that's what my girlfriend was telling me yesterday.
Oh man, I love those things. You go to practice, muck it up, and then you hit the Christmas market for lunch with the fellas and have a couple glue vines.
Great. That's great.
Hockey.
Exactly. Yeah.
So overall, you like the French league, or you said there was a lot of stick work?
I like playing in France. I wish that I had a better season, and then I ended up getting hurt, and then my season came to an end, and then I had to get surgery at the end of the year. So it was kind of a tough bounce, but it's the game, right? So
getting hurt's the worst, ain't it?
Yeah.
So then after that year, you're dabbling around in the coast, eh? That's a different world, isn't it? Than Europe.
Yeah, that's the jungle. That's the jungle, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you were on 3 teams pretty quick there at the start of the season, eh?
Yeah, real quick.
And did you want to be in the coast or?
So I had surgery at the end of the year before, and I wasn't ready to play till I want to say November, like end of October, early November. So it was more just the choice of teams in Europe wanted you to be there in August, and I wasn't ready. It was just like, I'll just go play in the coast a little bit, see how it is, and then try to go overseas after. I wanted to go back overseas at Christmas time. And then I ended up staying a little bit longer and then got the deal in Cardiff and left right away. I was just waiting for something good to come.
Yeah, I think it was right when they were getting rid of Scaldy. One of my buddies from this town was on Cardiff's radar. And I think Scaldy was about to pull the trigger on it, but then they pulled the trigger on him, and then the guy never got to go. But that timing doesn't work that you were the guy instead, I don't think. Was Scaldy there the start of the year you went?
I think he might have been, but when I was there, Dupes was the coach. DuPont, Brody DuPont.
Yeah, so I think you're the guy that took the other guy's job.
Might be.
And now he's running amok on my senior team, and I'm coaching him.
Things happen for a reason.
Small world, eh?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, you were on 3 different teams in the coast. Were those trades or waivers stuff, or like how does that all go down?
First, I got released every single time. One time I asked for it, and the second time was just a complete surprise. And then, when I went to Maine, I had 3 games, 2 assists, fought one of the toughest guys in the league, and then showed up to the rink one day and I was like, "Oh, pack your bags, you're going home." I was like, "Oh."
The coast is and the coast is strange that way. We had so many guys come in and out of the door throughout the year I was in Dayton, and like you have your core guys that have been there, whatever. But man, then the college ends and all the college punks come. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's very big business aspect. Like, guys just keep coming in and out of the doors. It's wild.
Yeah, it's a real meat market in the North America, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Who's Scaldy's your coach now, eh? So
yeah,
what are his practices like?
Intense, hard. Yeah. They're fun though. They're fun. They're good.
So what else? His son's on the team too, right? Did he? Yeah. I think he used to like practice with Cardiff when he was there.
I think he did as well with Cardiff.
So is he like an import for your team?
He is an import right now. He is an import.
Playing for his dad in Europe, eh? That must be neat for them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see.
So I'm guessing by the number you're wearing this season and your email address, you like number 47?
Yeah, I do like number 47. I do.
Why?
So it's kind of funny. So my older brother wears 37. I wear 47. Mateo doesn't wear 57 because he's not allowed to with the Marlies. And then Chris wears 67. And then my younger brother wears 77, but this year he's wearing 7 because one of the Italian guys is wearing 77.
So you guys are trying to execute a plan, but sometimes you can't get the number you want, eh?
Yeah, so it's because Phil's the 3rd out of 7 if you include my mom and dad, and then I'm the 4th, and then 5th, 6th, 7th.
So you guys have thought this out.
Yeah, we sat there at the dinner table one night and figured it out.
That's cool. It's weird how in hockey most people their number means something to them, right?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Small world for me would be I wore number 10 because I watched my hometown Elmira Shirkings win the Southern Cup when I was like I was like in minor hockey playing AAA or whatever, and one of their best players, Brandon Dietrich, wore number 10, and so did Pavel Bure. And I wore it, and then he was actually the guy that in Germany they asked him if he knew anybody that he'd want to be his line mate, and he said me because I had played in a fun puck and ball tournament where you play 3 games of slow pitch and 3 games of hockey. And from that weekend, he decided he wanted me to be his line mate. And I played hard that weekend. So it's pretty cool that the guy wore number 10 brought me to Germany to start my European career. But then I got there and he wasn't even wearing number 10. And then I wore it. It was bizarre.
Did he have a European number like 68 or something? Or...
He was wearing 39.
Oh, I like 39. I wore 39 one year, but that's actually a funny story. And when I was in Madison in the USHL, right before Christmas break, I was leading the league in PIMS, and I chose 39 because I couldn't wear 47, and I always said, "Oh, I'm wearing 39 because it's 39." And then at Christmas break, the GM was like, "You need to switch numbers. The refs just keep giving you too many penalties." So I went to 16 after break, and then I was there for 2 days, and I got traded in the queue, and I went back.
They made you switch numbers because you were getting too many penalties?
Yeah, he's like, "I think the refs are out for you. Like, we're just gonna switch your number." I was like, "Okay."
So then they're not gonna know who you are because it's a different number.
It's like, I'm gonna play the same way.
Yeah, I think they're still gonna see what's happening. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. The story that popped into my head about that puck and ball tournament though was we had a team of like pretty much a lot of professional hockey players that were really good, and we were not playing professional hockey players. So we smashed the two teams at the start. So that's the third game of hockey. The team, well, they were in one from playing baseball and hockey all weekend and having fun. They decided instead of playing us at hockey, only the goalie and two other players came out in just their jocks. And then they skated around for a while and then got off and wouldn't play us. So it was over. We won.
A quick forfeit.
Oh gosh. What's the favorite place you've ever played?
Uh, I'd say Asiago was really fun because it was my first 3 years pro, and I was able to play with my older brother, and that was just really cool. I just have good memories there, like winning the Alps League, winning the Italian Championship, like it's pretty special. So
yeah, winning is the best, eh?
Oh, winning is awesome. There's no feeling that can beat that.
And playing with, like, how many of your brothers have you played with in pro now?
So I've played with 3 of my brothers pro, and I've played against one of them. So I'm missing one more brother to play with on the same team pro, and then maybe call it quits. No, I'm joking. I'm not calling it quits yet.
No, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, the ultimate goal is to get us all on the same team for like the last year.
The last hurrah. Do you imagine how cool that would be?
Yeah. Just like last hurrah for my older brother, maybe, or for me. We'll see where everyone's at in their career.
Yeah, and then you just got to get a team to get into it, and that would be the coolest thing ever if you all 5 of you started a game.
That'd be an unreal starting 5.
That would actually be probably one of the coolest things to ever happen in pro hockey if you had 5 brothers all start a game together.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. It'd be a cool experience, that's for sure.
Well,
really cool.
If there's any Italian teams listening to us, make it happen, right?
Yeah, make it happen. They know we want it. We want it, so hopefully.
Okay, so here, just because it is lunchtime and I'm hungry, if you could eat anywhere in the world that you've been, what restaurant are you going to and what are you eating?
Probably going to Tata's. It's a pizzeria in Asiago, and I'm probably having any of the pizzas. They're all amazing. Probably best pizza ever.
I understand. Those Italians can really cook a pizza, can't they?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing, and you don't get fat, so it's great.
Right. It is weird.
Super weird.
But I got fat in Germany. It was the German food. I'm not going to blame the Italians. I'm blaming the Germans.
All the bratwurst.
My sponsor was the guy that gave meat to grocery stores, and he would let me come once a month and fill up with all this meat from around the world, and then I would eat it. And they're like, "Well, you're fat." I'm like, "Well, you gave me a lot of meat." And it was good every time.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So is there anything else other than playing with all 4 brothers at once? What are you aspiring to do with the rest of this career?
I'd love to be able to play some actual games with the national team of Italy. That'd be really special. So that's the main goal right now.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I kind of feel like a part of it because I have the swag, but like it would be cool to play for a country. I never got to. I played for Canada roller hockey, but that's roller hockey. Those guys that get to play for Team Great Britain or Team Italy, man, that's some special stuff, right? You should go get that.
Cool. Yeah, I've been to a couple camps. Hopefully, I can get a couple games in here sooner than later.
Yeah, no kidding. Any of your brothers got a chance on it?
Yeah, my older brother is there right now. Actually, this weekend they're in Budapest playing. I think Poland, Slovenia, and Hungary, maybe. Yeah, I think so. And then my little brother, one of my little brothers last year was at camp as well. So
all you guys are all over the world mucking it up playing hockey. Do you guys have like a home base where you go home?
Yeah, so it'd be North Hatley, Quebec, which is about 30 minutes from the border of Vermont. So yeah, it'd be home base. Now it's home base. It was never home base before. It's been home base for the last 6 years. So
right, and that's where he'd be running that hockey academy then.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they have 2 locations, but that's the main one right now. Well, not the main one, but one of the main ones.
I saw with a couple of your brothers were born in Boise, Idaho. And that is who beat us in the finals when I was with Dayton, the Daytona Beach Bombers of Ohio. And we shocked the world and made the finals. And then Boise, Idaho beat us. But what a city that is.
Oh, Boise is amazing. I was there last summer when my girlfriend's dad was getting remarried. It was pretty cool.
Oh man, it's
been
quite
there
the
since
place.
I was probably 7 years old. So yeah, it's special.
Yeah. He had quite the coaching career, eh? And playing career.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of player was he? Was he similar to you guys? Bit feisty out there?
I think he was pretty like. Well, what I can tell now and what he says he was a pretty skilled two-way forward, but he said he also played D sometimes, so it's a little confusing. But then again, I think all of my brothers have played D and forward in their career, so have I. So maybe it's from him. But
okay, here's a question for you that I just thought of. What's your favorite hockey memory?
Favorite hockey memory? Probably winning the Italian championship. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Winning is always the best.
I have a couple. I have a couple, but that's got to be the main one. That was really special.
Yeah.
Cool.
I won as a player a few times. But last season winning as an under 13 coach with my son, winning all Ontario was like magical shit. Seeing my son become brothers with all these kids in this small town and then just kicking the shit out of everybody. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's special. I bet that sounds awesome.
Yeah, and then my squad this year has won our first two tournaments, and I got a squad, and it's pretty fun coaching it because, well, three of the kids, this is our third year together, and gosh darn it, they just may be the three best players in Ontario.
Oh, nice, nice.
And the
you
one
sit on the bench yelling at everyone, or are you nice, calm, and collective?
I'm calm and collected. I'm not shouting at anybody. I let them. I get right down to talk to them if I see something that needs corrected. And then if they do things right, I can try to be the funnest coach in the world. They shaved my head. They've shaved my head this year and each other's. Did the highest, farthest belly flop I've ever done, and then last tournament we got into some moo-offs. You ever done a moo-off?
I don't know what a move-off is.
Oh man, is it fun? You get it down on all fours and you have to maintain eye contact, and whoever laughs first loses, and you moo at each other until somebody laughs. And well, we had a golf tournament before our tournament because we didn't have any ice time, so I put together a little 9-hole tournament and had them all play in their lines, and then to decide, my team won naturally. No big deal. But when we were deciding who got to take the trophy home that I made, I had the two kids on my team have a moo-off to see who got to keep the trophy. And then when we were at the tournament and I had to decide who the player of the game was for my team, the goalie had a shutout and another kid had a hat trick. So I said, well, whoever wins the moo-off. And my favorite part of the whole weekend, though, was the kids were in bed and all the parents were just sitting around like they do, shooting the breeze in the party room. And I was persistent. I got grown adults to get down and move off. It was one of the most magical minor hockey nights ever.
Give me 1 second. I got to bust someone in here.
Yeah, no worries. And we're back. And we don't know what we were talking about, but you have a Welsh dog?
I do. Last year, me and my girlfriend got a puppy in Newport. So yeah,
Newport.
Got a Welsh puppy.
Yeah. Fun fact is there is a street sign with a 2 Ales and Hockey Tales sticker on it in Newport. There was the time when the guy was printing stickers, he gave a bunch out to people over there, and then it was so fun. They were sending me pictures of where they were putting them all over the place. Oh man. So is your gal Welsh?
No, my girlfriend is from San Diego.
Oh, right. We covered that. Gosh, be better.
Yeah. My girlfriend's from San Diego.
Okay. So, in this new town, Merano, is there German restaurants as well then, if they're speaking German?
Yeah, there is. There's a couple places. Like, it's kind of a mix of like German food and Italian food. There's a lot of like noodles, and I actually haven't been to many German restaurants yet.
So. Well, you should give it a whirl.
I will. I need to.
That was living in Germany, man, really opened my eyes when it came to the food world, because you get the Germans, the Italians, all the different people cooking the food the way it's supposed to be, and got me right into food. Now I try to cook it all.
How's the cooking going? Sorry, I don't know.
I would say I excel at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't do much cooking.
No, it's like a competition with myself to see if I can get better at it, and I review my performance like hockey, you know, and see how I can improve after each go.
That's fair. That's fair. No.
Yeah. So who's the toughest guy you ever fought?
Mm, toughest guy. Probably Matthew Olivier.
Matthew
Hardest punch I've
Olivier.
ever. Yeah, the one that he play. I think he plays in Columbus now, in the NHL.
Really? Where'd you fight him?
Strong kid. I fought him twice in the queue. I fought him one time when I was playing in Baie-Comeau, and then one time when I fought him in Sherbrooke.
So he got you with a good one?
Oh, you got me with a good one. I didn't fall. It was a pretty even fight, but this is the hardest punch I've ever taken in my life. 100%. Like,
no, there are a lot of guys out there I sure would never want to drop the gloves with, you know?
yeah. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay. Well, you know, I wasn't wrong again with picking my shed guys. And when I posted you were coming on, and I got like 5 messages within 5 minutes of how great of a dude you are and how much they miss you in Cardiff. I'm like, ha, I'm right again. So thanks for being nice to the fans, because I appreciate that in the hockey world, you know?
Yeah, this is the only thing we can do. It's the easy thing to do. It's just be nice to everyone.
I agree. And it's amazing when you do that, how it can stick with the kids around the arena, right? Like people writing me to tell you that they miss you, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how it all works, but just one little nice gesture can go a long way. So
absolutely. Well, keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing your debut with the Italian teams shortly. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
What's was your nickname? Pie?
Petro? Mostly Chad. Honestly, I've never really had a nickname. The only one that stuck is Petro, but I usually just go by Chad, like always.
No way. In hockey, you're going by Chad?
I swear. Like only time like last year, mostly Chad, sometimes Petro. Like this year, I'm getting called CP, but it's the first time in my life.
I've come up with a lot of nicknames around this town. I have nicknames for all my puppies. And it's cool when they stick. Cause like I saw the one kid I nicknamed him Big Rig, and like that's his name in like Fortnite and stuff in video games, and he's really bought into being Big Rig, and it's fun to see.
I think my Xbox username is Chad, so
jeepers, man. You gotta live a little. I think you're more of a Petro here. Oh man, I was with my sons playing Fortnite with my buddy, with 2 of the kids I coached last season, and one I'm still coaching, and they're having a time being brothers playing video games like hockey guys do. And I'm like, well, I want a round. I'm gonna play. And the 3 of us were supposed to be on a team yesterday, and my horse, the Jacob, he's a D-man that ran amok last year, and now he's playing AAA. He got a car and just kept trying to run me over. And he was having a great time, and he ended up killing me, and we were supposed to be on the same team, and I thought we were brothers for life. Yeah, it was really funny though. It was pretty fun playing video games with your puppies. And yes, I do act like I'm still 12 years old.
Oh, that's fair. You have to. Gotta stay young.
Yeah. Well, you may as well run amok while you're over there and enjoy some food, right?
I will for sure.
All right. Well, go get them. And thanks for coming on and making the time for me.
Thanks for having me. No, thank you for making the time. Busy schedule. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Back to the real world. And this has been another episode of 2 Ales and Hockey Tales with Petro and Wally.